It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with Walkabout Wednesday. Yay, guys, it's been a minute. Thanks so much for your patience. Greg and I spent 3 weeks up at our Northern California ranch and are back now and ready to get to work. The garden has just started to blossom, no pun intended, or maybe it is. It's been such a hot summer, and here we are now in mid-November, and things are really starting to perk up. It's a very exciting time in the Southern California garden. Remember the unboxing video that I did? I got a bunch of mangaves from Plant Delights and also from Hans as well. I'm trying to think if these came from Hans or if the Walters, or if these came from Plant Delights. But anywho, it doesn't really matter. This is the Tooth Fairy, and the other one is Night Owl. And I am growing these out for a client for a job that we're doing after the first of the year. And my hand for scale. It's not really giving you much, is it? Let me get closer. Ugh. Okay, so you can see, they're fairly good size now, but I was shocked at how root bound they were in their little pots that they came from the nursery in. So I spent a lot of time today potting these guys up in various cans and whatnot. Look at these, my little collectibles. Isn't that adorable, right? So cute, starting to really pick up some great color. This one is Wave Crest. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. But nothing has gone to winter yet. Like this Euphorbia posanii will be one of the first plants to go drop all its leaves when it gets cold. But right now, it's just so gorgeous and stunning. Ugh. Love that. I've got some fun things to show you. Look at my little tiger jaws blooming. Aren't they super cute? I never really cared much for this plant. I don't know why not. It just never really did it for me until it did. I was in Pasadena at a client's, and she had these in pots growing in terracotta pots in the blazing sun, and they looked really good. And I thought, well, shoot, maybe I should give them a chance. And they're adorable. Really cute, interesting leaves, cute little sunflowers on them, right? So yeah, tiger jaws. Then let's move on through. Yeah, there's a lot of detritus from these freaking trees at the golf course. Blow all their leaves into my yard. If it weren't for those trees, I wouldn't have much to do, I'll tell you that. Okay, so our Mexican snowballs, our Echeveria elegans that I had cut and reset, put these back as cuttings, like I think late spring, and they just kind of sat here. They look great. They are really coming out of it. They've rooted again. My Tongaensis, it's starting to bloom. All the aloes are either blooming or setting bloom now. This Mangave pineapple punch bloomed out a couple months ago, and then I came home to new bloom stalks. These little bloom stalks are coming from a little offset down here. So I'm just letting it ride. I want to see what this plant is going to do because, it still looks really good, right? So just because it blooms doesn't necessarily mean it's done. All right, moving on. A plant that is really exciting me since coming back from the ranch is this cactus, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's just kind of a green nothing burger most of the year, but when it starts to get cold, check it out, guys. Can you even? Is that not stunning? It's turning all kinds of colors. It's purple, it's green, it's got some yellow in it. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Enjoying the heck out of that. And this little spiral that's rotted, we cut it and reset it. I don't know. It's not looking great. I think that it is starting to root. Feels like, let's see. Well, I don't know. I don't want to yank it out all the way. Oh, why not, right? Let's yank it out all the way and then I'll replant it. Let's see. Let's see if this guy is doing anything at all. Hey, look what we got there. Fan-freaking-tastic. I'm glad I pulled it out. Little baby roots. Hallelujah. You're going to be okay. I'm going to replant that carefully later. I don't know why the coloring is so off though, but I don't know. It's the soil's nice and dry because I haven't been watering it because, you know, I just set it in, there's a cutting, but now that it's got some little roots, maybe it's time to give it a little drink. Maybe that'll help. Do some more worm castings, see what happens. Look at my millie eye. It just kind of was sitting here, not really doing much. And now it's blooming again. It's gorgeous. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I have a plan. These red wings, Mangave red wing, it's one of my favorites. I've got 3 of them here. These were cuttings. One of them I'm going to move to a new location, and hopefully when I get there I'll remember to show you. Check out the lemon tree. Almost too many lemons to count, right? I think I might even have a couple on there that are ready to harvest. This excites me and makes me very, very happy. Over here, the Ruchia is looking amazing. My little Harmsii is looking good. And look at the Agavoides. Look at the comeback. I told you they'd come back. They looked so bad in the summer. But look at that. Just have bounced back so beautifully. Even this stand over here looks pretty darn good. Yep, pretty darn happy with that. I don't know where to go next, guys. Oh, well, this is interesting. My Pilosoceras, I showed you how it had nubbed, for lack of a better term, nubbed out. Look at this. Or it just one day decided to throw new little plantlets out. I mean, it just tore right through the flesh. Right through the flesh there, see that? And starting new arms. I did not know this plant did that. It's about, I don't know, 15 feet tall, maybe 18 feet tall, the longest one. So maybe that's just what it does when it gets older. I don't know, but I'm here for it. It's pretty cool. Remember when I reworked these pots a couple months ago? I've reworked these so many times. Look how good they look now. Everything's rooted in there and looking perky. Check this one out over here. So perky. Now your Echeveria, you can support the blooms or not. It's really up to you. I know that the hummers and the bees really like the blooms, so I tend to leave them on for their enjoyment, but it doesn't look the greatest. So, you know, if you want to cut your blooms off, do you? Over here in the xeriscape, my variegated Echinopsis. I've been keeping a really close eye on this because it's a fine line between variegated and rotten. And it's looking good. See, look back here. The new growth has a lot of green on it. So yeah, and there's lots of little green babies down in there. So I'm just enjoying the heck out of that. The Petalanthus bracteatus is putting on a show of flowers. This one in a pot in particular does require a bit of water to keep it leafed out, I have learned. And my little collectible table looks super cute. Everything's great there. Oh goodness, this silver fox, Mangave. Hannah and I were sitting out here visiting today, and she said, I kind of like the way it looks. It's all bloomed out. Look at all those little bloom spikes. I don't like the way it looks. But I also don't want to get in there and try to take it out because it will be logistically difficult. I have, levels going here, layers, and I don't want to disrupt those levels that I've put in. I don't want to disrupt all the plants around it. It's going to be pretty heavily rooted in there, so I think probably the best course of action will just be to take a Sawzall and get underneath it and then use those bloom stalks, grab those like hair and yank. I should be able to get it out. And that is where I want to put one of the red wings when I get inspired to do that. Oh, look at the praying hands. This has gotten big. She's really looking good. Mangave praying hands, one of my favorites. It's doing really well over here in the ground. Enjoying that. And the little Agave Reginae white rhino that was gifted to me by Al Klein at Botanic Wonders. Remember that was sitting in the little pot? And I finally said, screw it, I'm putting it in the ground because it wasn't doing anything. I think it's doing something. I don't know, maybe I'm just imagining things, but I think it's starting to grow. I'm going with that. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I'm going with it. Okay, everything looks super duper. Everything looks great over here. Look at my aloe. This is kind of a mystery. I thought this was a ferox, but it's not big like a ferox. And I was back there cleaning, and I discovered some offsets, some branching, which I cut those off and potted them up. And ferox doesn't do that. It's a solitary grower. It doesn't branch or throw out offsets. So if anybody has any thoughts on what variety this aloe might be, I would be very interested in hearing. The first year it was in the ground, I got no blooms. Second year I got one bloom. This year we're getting two. And I don't remember, I think it's a two-tone, but I don't remember the colors. So it'll be a fun surprise for all of us when it opens up. The Aeonium sunburst crest is being eaten alive by the Crassula undulata. But I like it. I think that looks neat. So I'm going to let that ride. Yeah, I didn't take good care of this Myrtillo cactus crest, and it got infested with some insect, and I missed it, and thus it is scarred. But look at the new growth. Pretty sweet. So I'll live with it. Ugh, Navajo Princess. This is where the big Mission to Mars Mangave was. Remember I took out? I planted the Navajo in here, and she's looking fabulous. So pretty. And my phallus. Now I can see my balls. But I don't know. This Aluaudia procera is going crazy. It's throwing off so many branches. And it's so interesting because it's setting off counterweights. These plants are so stinking smart. I've studied this from inside, and the way the branches, I don't think it's just random, where it throws off branches. I think it does it specifically to balance the plant, to keep it from collapsing. So it's really interesting how magnificently this thing has branched to provide itself some counterweight. And then my little variegated jade isn't particularly yellow right now, but it's getting ready to bloom. How cute is that? Very cute, very cute. Everything here, very cute. Here's another pineapple punch that's putting on one heck of a show. And hands down, it's one of my favorite Mangaves because I just adore color so much. But this is Queen for a Day. And she is also become a favorite of mine. Isn't that so pretty? It's so funny to listen to the golfers. And I get these snippets of conversation as they drive by. And I'm so nosy, but I love to listen to the little snippets of conversation as they drive by. Then my variegate, my pride and joy, my Agave tenuata variegata looks getting ready to throw off a new leaf. And I haven't done anything with her babies yet. I have just let them ride down here. Take off these leaves. There we go. See, look at that. They are gorgeous and getting really big. I think this is a new one right here. So yeah, I'm just letting that go. And look, another smart thing this plant has done. See how it's leaning? When I planted this, when we moved in here a little over 2 years ago, it was straight. The head of the plant was looking right at me. And now it's kind of leaning off this way. See that? The whole thing is angling that way. I think she did it. She knew her babies were going to be born over here. And she wanted to protect them from the elements. The sun hits hard coming down this way, so her babies are shaded until later in the day, and then they get a little bit of sun, a little late afternoon sun. But Mom is doing a protection act. And I just thought that was also amazing and very, very sweet. This Myomicissima, I moved it. Where was it? I think, wasn't it over there? I think it was over here. But I moved it. And it's fine. You would never know I moved it. It's absolutely fine. And all of these collectibles are looking really, really good. I'm getting another big night blooming flower on this guy. I always miss the bloom though because it happens really late at night. And here's another cactus that just is stunning when it's stressed. Look at that. That's so cool. So pretty. And this guy, drops leaves, got a little chilly, so it's dormant, but it will leaf back out in the spring. No worries. And my Pachypodium lemerii crest that's cresting still looks phenomenal. So incredibly beautiful. Always beautiful. Hasn't really experienced much leaf drop yet. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for today. Everything is just looking so good. I'm so happy to see everything just taking a breath of fresh air, coming out of dormancy and living its best life. I hope you all are well. I hope your gardens are beautiful. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. And be sure and tune in for our next episode where we will be working on rehabilitating a vertical and preparing a garden, kind of smoke and mirroring it. It's going to be put up on the market, go up for sale. So we are going to go over there and spruce it all up and make it look great before they take before the realtor comes and takes the pictures. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your Walkabout Wednesday. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.